Well, hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of No More Excuses. Yes, the podcast that kind of slaps your excuses in the face and helps you get results. I'm Sandi Ballard, the badass business coach, your badass business coach, and I'm here to remind you that marketing is not optional if you want to grow your business, especially in this wackadoodle economy, right? Sometimes it feels good, sometimes it feels like inflation, sometimes it feels like what the fuck, right? But the thing about it is, we're in July, we've got 6 more months, about five and a half left, but you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to get to that next level and achieve your goals without some consistent marketing. If you want to grow your business, your influence, and your impact, whether it's in the community, with your clients, with yourself, whatever it is, wherever your impact is, you've got to do some marketing. So today I want to give you some tips on how to create some marketing that actually moves the needle, right? And there are specialists in all forms of marketing, whether it's social media, advertising, whether that advertising is print, radio, billboards, whatever it is, there are specialists in all of that. But today, I just want you to dig in and understand that the post once and ghost approach is not gonna work. The I'll get to it when I have time mindset is not going to work. We're talking about simple, powerful actions you can take starting this week to market yourself and your business. So here's the deal. Marketing is about visibility and connection. People don't want to be sold. I know I get on LinkedIn and I get so frustrated with how many um, opportunities I can get to make seven figures or 20 new clients or whatever and ever. And these people look like half my age, right? And I'm like, do you have a seven-figure business? Maybe they do. But then I'm like, you know what? We're all selling, no matter what platform it is, no matter what it is. Even when we think we're just sending out an e-newsletter, it's still selling. But we've got to switch the focus of that, right? If, and the thing is, if people don't know you exist, how can they buy from you? How can they refer you or support you? Yet so many business owners hide behind the excuses. Well, I don't have the time. I don't know what to post. I'm not good at social media. Guess what? Those are choices, not facts. Excuses, bullshit excuses, and not reasons, right? There's times where, I didn't make the time, find the time, shit went sideways, whatever. And I'm like, oh crap, I didn't post. That's why I try to use other platforms or other ways to get in there. And you've got to really just sit down and make the time. You've got to do it. All right. So, 3 tips to help get you started. Be consistently visible. Visibility is currency in business, and consistency is key. You're going to hear that a lot today. Pick one platform that your social or your audience uses. So social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, your newsletter, and commit to showing up consistently, not perfection, consistency, right? Share a tip, post a behind the scenes photo, highlight a client win. Testimonials are huge. And you don't need a viral video, you just need people to see you regularly. So when they need your service, you're the first person they think of. If you're posting once a month and expecting a flood of leads, that's not marketing, that's wishful thinking. And honestly, I have a client right now that is sort of going through that. The people at her company that are in charge of the marketing, the social media posting, it's like maybe once a month, maybe twice a month. Or it is once a month, maybe twice a month. So one time I even saw it was 6 weeks in between posts. It's like, no, that's not going to cut it. Okay. Consistency. Number 2, don't just sell, educate. So, like I was talking about on LinkedIn, yeah, we're all selling, but how are we selling? Are we selling by educating and offering um, tips and tricks and just education? Or are we saying, do this or, hire me, or I can get you there. It is. We've got to educate people on what we do and how the services can help. And then if it's you they choose to hire, cool. Or somebody like you, but you've helped educate them on the why as your audience. No one wants to be sold to. It's why we all hate car dealerships, right? As soon as we drive in, they're like, oh, coming out at you. That's why I use my wonderful, amazing client, Eric Petkus, who is my car broker. I will only go onto a dealership just to drive by and see what the cars look like and then call him. So if you need him, Eric Petkus, Petkus, he can do all of the United States. There you go. Anyway, your audience doesn't want to be sold to. They want to learn, be inspired, and understand how you can help them. And why I started using a car broker is because he said he can help me with the best deal and not have to deal with the salespeople and the vulture mentality on a dealer lot. Although do love those car dealers, it's just they've got to start switching their thought process too. But we got to get in there. We've got to think about answering an FAQ in a post or video. A lot of us have FAQ pages on our websites. So take one or take an email or a text or social media posts that you've gotten, a question you've gotten, and answer that. Share a story about a client's transformation, offering tips that showcase your expertise. Education and educating builds trust. People trust what you say, they're more likely to work with you, right? When they do, if they do. But if they don't trust you, what is it when in my networking group, it's like no one trust, right? Then boom, we get in there and we refer and we utilize and we buy, right? Tip number 3, ask for engagement. I do this. I don't always get it, but maybe it's what I said in the post that asked for engagement. People weren't interested in. But you got to try stuff. You got to throw it out there. Ask questions in your post. Use polls in your stories. Encourage replies to your newsletter. Okay? If your content is a monologue, it's forgettable. Marketing should be a conversation, and conversations build relationships that lead to sales. Got it? All right. And so this week, this is your call to action. Marketing doesn't have to be complicated, but it needs to be consistent, valuable, and engaging. Okay. So, what did I say? Tip 1, consistency. Be consistently visible. Don't just sell, educate, and ask for engagement. All right. So, this week, I want you to pick one of these tips and take action. Show up consistently, educate, or ask for engagement. Pick one, do all 3, do one a day, and no excuses because you can schedule a post, you can record a video, you can write up a quick tip today and use a system like Hootsuite, or I actually switched to Paddy Post, Paddy post.com because the cost was unbelievably different. That way I can schedule multiple social media platforms for the week, for the month, right? That's crazy. You got to just sit down and do it. I'll admit, I don't do that all the time, but that is the goal, right? You can schedule directly from Facebook. You can plan out and be ready. Like I said, I get behind. I have good intentions, and then, should just go sideways, or I just have to do things on the fly, which is fine. That's why there's so much content out there. But remember what I said, marketing isn't just social media. It could be the e-newsletter, it could be advertising, networking. Get out there and join a group, social activities, volunteer groups, church groups, other groups, Bunko, pickleball, whatever it is. I have a client that's gotten many clients from his running club. That's the car broker. And he even said that by him sticking to that consistency has allowed the people in the club to learn what he does and trust him. His commitment to running shows his commitment to his business and his clients. So don't get freaked out that it's social media or nothing. The bottom line is consistency. Okay. So if you need help talking through your marketing plan or ideas, please let's chat. Head over to badassbusiness.coach, schedule a free call, and let's make your marketing actually move the needle for you. Okay. So thanks for tuning in to another episode of No More Excuses. Please share this podcast with others and people you know who maybe want to start a business that aren't really sure where to go, how to start, because you need to stop hiding and start marketing. It's not about being perfect, it's about being present. All right, now get out there and kick some ass this week. See you next time. Cheers.